The impossible just became reality in Detroit. Something that Dan Campbell himself said would never happen. Something that seemed completely off the table just weeks ago. Something that every single Lions fan had accepted as final just got turned completely upside down. And I'm standing here right now with information that's going to change everything you thought you knew about our offensive line, our playoff push, and our championship aspirations this season. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal involves one of the most shocking reversals in recent NFL history, and it's happening right here with our Detroit Lions. Welcome to Lions News Fan Report, your home for the freshest updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis of our beloved Detroit Lions. I'm here every single day bringing you everything you need to know about the team we live and breathe for, and today I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Let me set the stage for you because this story has layers that go deeper than anyone realizes. Picture this. We're in the middle of a season where the Lions are proving to the entire NFL that we're not just contenders, we're legitimate Super Bowl threats. Our offense is explosive, our defense is stepping up when it matters, and Dan Campbell has this team playing with a hunger and intensity that's absolutely electric. But there was one piece missing, one element that we all thought was gone for good, one player whose absence created a void that we've been trying to fill since the moment he made his decision. Earlier this season, something happened that sent shockwaves through Lions Nation. One of our most important players, one of the anchors of our offensive line, one of the guys who's been absolutely instrumental to everything we've built over the past few years, made a decision that nobody saw coming. He walked away from the game. Just like that, he retired, leaving us scrambling to adjust, to adapt, to find a way to move forward without him. And we did move forward because that's what this team does. We fight, we adjust, we overcome. But here's where the story takes a turn that nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, could have predicted. Just a few weeks ago, Dan Campbell was asked directly about the possibility of this player coming back, about whether there was any chance he might reconsider his retirement decision. And Campbell's response was crystal clear. He said, and I'm quoting here, "That ship has sailed." Those 4 words seemed to close the door permanently on any possibility of a return. The coaching staff had moved on, the team had adjusted, and we as fans had accepted that this chapter was over. Fast forward to today, and everything just changed. The deadline was looming, the final day for any player on the reserve retired list to make a decision about coming back. Otherwise, they'd be ineligible for the entire season. That deadline was today, and as the hours ticked down, something absolutely incredible happened. The Detroit Lions made an announcement that's going to reverberate through the entire NFL. Ian Rappaport broke the news, and Adam Schefter confirmed it. And I'm here to tell you that Frank Ragnow is unretiring and rejoining the Detroit Lions. Let that sink in for a moment, Lions Nation. Frank Ragnow, our 3-time All-Pro second-team center, the guy who Pro Football Focus graded as the number 2 center in the entire NFL last season out of 40 qualifying players, the anchor of our offensive line who's made 96 starts for this franchise is coming back. The player we thought was gone forever just reversed course and decided he's not done yet. He's not ready to walk away from this team, from this season, from this opportunity to chase a championship with the Detroit Lions. Now, I know you're wondering about the timeline because that's the critical question right now. When is Ragnow actually going to be back on the field? Rappaport mentioned that it sounds like Ragnow will be able to play sooner rather than later, which is exactly what we want to hear. Schefter provided some more specific details, and here's what we're looking at. Next Thursday's game against the Cowboys is technically possible, but the more likely scenario is December 14th against the Rams. That would give Ragnow the time he needs to ramp back up, to get his conditioning where it needs to be, to reintegrate with the offensive line, and make sure he's truly ready to perform at the elite level we know he's capable of. Let me break down exactly what this means for our team because the impact is massive. Frank Ragnow isn't just any center. This is a guy who was the highest-paid center in the NFL when we signed him to that 4-year, $52 million extension back in 2021. This is a player who was a first-round pick in 2018 and has consistently been one of the best at his position throughout his entire career. Last season, he appeared in all 16 games, started every single one of them, and was graded as the second-best center in the league. That's elite production from one of the most important positions on the offensive line. Think about what Ragnow brings to this team beyond just his individual performance. He's the guy calling out protections, identifying defensive schemes, making sure everyone on the offensive line is on the same page. He's the anchor that allows our guards and tackles to do their jobs more effectively. He's the reason Jared Goff has time to throw, the reason our running backs can find holes, the reason our entire offensive system functions as smoothly as it does. When you have a center of Ragnow's caliber, everything else becomes easier. The timing of this return couldn't be more perfect. We're in the thick of a playoff race, positioning ourselves for what we hope will be a deep postseason run. Having Ragnow back for the stretch run and potentially the playoffs gives us a massive advantage. The continuity he brings, the experience he provides, the leadership he demonstrates, all of that becomes exponentially more valuable in high-pressure situations. This is a player who's been there, who's performed at the highest level, who knows what it takes to win in this league. I also want to address the elephant in the room, which is the question of why Ragnow retired in the first place and why he's now coming back. We don't have all the details about his personal reasons for stepping away, and honestly, that's his business. What matters is that whatever was going on, whatever led him to make that initial decision, has been resolved to the point where he feels comfortable and ready to return. That speaks volumes about this organization, about Dan Campbell's leadership, about the culture we've built here in Detroit. Players want to be part of what we're doing. They see the opportunity, they feel the momentum, and they want to be part of something special. The fact that Campbell said, "That ship has sailed," just weeks ago and now Ragnow is back tells me that there were ongoing conversations happening behind the scenes that we weren't privy to. The coaching staff and the organization clearly left the door open, even if publicly they were managing expectations. They maintained that relationship, they kept those lines of communication active, and when the opportunity presented itself, they were able to bring back one of the most important players on this roster. Let's talk about the financial aspect for a second because it's relevant to understanding the full picture. Ragnow was set to make base salaries of $9.15 million and $11.9 million in the final 2 years of his deal. By coming back now, he's honoring that contract and giving this team everything he's got for the remainder of the season and beyond. That's commitment. That's a player who believes in what we're building and wants to be part of the solution. The impact on our offensive line depth chart is immediate and significant. We've been managing without Ragnow, and the guys who stepped up deserve credit for keeping things together, but having Ragnow back elevates everyone. It allows us to have better depth, to rotate players more effectively, to have that elite talent at the most important position on the offensive line. It makes us a better team, plain and simple. I'm incredibly optimistic about what this means for the rest of our season. We were already a dangerous team, already a legitimate contender. Now, with Ragnow back in the fold, we're even more formidable. Our offensive line becomes one of the best in the NFL again. Our ability to protect Jared Goff and create running lanes improves dramatically. Our chances of making a deep playoff run and competing for a Super Bowl just got significantly better. The energy this brings to the locker room can't be overstated either. Imagine being a Lions player and finding out that Frank Ragnow, a guy who retired, is so bought into what this team is doing that he's coming back. That sends a message to everyone that this season is special, that this opportunity is real, that we have a legitimate shot at doing something historic. It galvanizes the entire roster and creates even more momentum heading into the most important stretch of the season. Now I want to hear from you, Lions Nation. How do you feel about Frank Ragnow coming back? Are you as excited as I am about what this means for our offensive line and our playoff chances? Do you think he should play against the Cowboys next Thursday? Or is waiting until the Rams game on December 14th the smarter move? What does this return say to you about the culture Dan Campbell has built here in Detroit? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I genuinely want to know what you're thinking about this incredible development. If you want to stay on top of every single development with the Detroit Lions, if you want breaking news the moment it happens, if you want in-depth analysis that goes beyond the surface level, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, because I'm here every day, bringing you everything you need to know about our team. Share this video with your fellow Lions fans, because this is news that everyone needs to hear. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep believing in what this team can accomplish, and let's ride this wave all the way to the Super Bowl. One Pride, Lions Nation, and I'll see you in the next one.